good evening. I said them right before. I said, this is weird. I can't normally see you all. This is cool. But thank you for bearing with us on our turnover and our lights escapade. Thank you for being out here tonight. It's our first of a bunch of concerts here in the spring for the band program as well as the entire VPA program. And it's been really a blast this entire year. We've got some really amazing music making, and tonight's no different. So tonight's gonna be a little quick. You notice there's only 3 items on the program, but the one is long, so you'll see why. So we have a bunch of people I want to recognize, make sure I recognize. So the first group is we've had a number of students this year that went out for the honors ensembles in one group or another. And we had a number of students that have participated in a grouping of different honors ensembles. So I want to take a time, when you hear your name, stand. So this first group was the All South Jersey Band and Orchestra program. So this auditions were in December for January. They participated in January at Rowan University. So we have on clarinet, Jules. On bass clarinet, we had Michaela. On tenor sax, we have Jacob Langley. On baritone sax, we had Jake Sobolski. On bass trombone, Cole Beckman. On euphonium, Jared Wax. On tuba, we had Caroline Kuhn. On tuba, we had Chase Roberts. On mallets in the back, wave, make sure you wave. We have Isaac. On battery percussion, we had Ben. And on timpani, we had Bella, who's all the way in there. Good, yeah, let's go see. So then out of that, we had 3 students participating in the All-State program in different capacities. So the first was Ben Milas, made All-State Symphonic Band on battery percussion. There's a new program from NJMEA this year, or from actually last year, which is the All-State Modern Band, which is essentially a rock band composite. And we had a student participate for the first time ever in the second iteration, and that was Jacob Langley on keyboard. And then in the fall, we'll have another student participate, because the way New Jersey works, the programs are kind of at different times of year. So in the fall, we're actually going to have a student participate in the All-State Orchestra, which is Cole Beckman on bass trombone. And then one more for you, one more round. I told you there's a lot of these, they're good. One more, which is this weekend, is the All South Jersey Jazz program. We had 3 students who made the jazz program this year. The first is, once again, Jake Langley on piano. On baritone sax, Jake Sobolski. And then she's not here tonight, but I want to give her a shout out because she's going to go this weekend, which is Joey Green, who's going to be on trumpet as well. Joey. There's a lot of them, they're awesome. Unless you think they're all individuals, it's all individual talent. 2 weeks ago, this ensemble went to Rowan University, participated in the South Jersey Concert Band Festival, and did very well. And they played their butts off. They played the piece that's going to be last on the program, and you'll see why. They took first overall in South Jersey, did an amazing job, got plaudits up and down from almost anyone who heard them. So we give a hand for the whole ensemble. And so tonight has a very, the wind ensemble portion of this has a very folky element to it. I'll talk a little bit about the last piece in a minute. But this next piece, Lyndon Lee, is a British folk melody by a really famous English composer of the early 20th century, late 19th century, Ralph Vaughan Williams. And it's a tune that you would hear all over the countryside if you were there. So this is Lyndon Lee. It's a beautiful tune. So we have a really fantastic group of seniors this year. We always do. We're so lucky here. And this is just another really, really amazing class. And have accomplished so much, have done so much, and again, judging by what I've already heard, they're going to be doing great things for a really long time. So we'll introduce them one by one. When you hear your name, please stand. And we'll give them a nice round of applause before we move on to the next one. So our first senior on flute, Maggie Carson. On clarinet, we have Juliana Stout. On clarinet, Dia Chitrabani. And on clarinet, Jaden Franks. I love that they clap for each other, that's amazing. On bass clarinet, we have Delaney McFadden. And on bassoon, we have Ben Wen. In the back on trombone, we have Xander Atkinson. And also on trombone, we have Adeline Gaskell. You gotta come up front. Yeah, cool. And we have our percussion, we have Jack Byrne. I want him to come up front so we can see him in the hand. Yeah, really awesome. Can we give a whole hand, class of 2025, amazing group. Yeah, really, again, can't say enough. A class that's done so much, a class that, as what we talked about for a long time, coming through COVID, but especially in band, when, band was very strange during COVID, and we owe a lot to the classes that kind of came through COVID and stuck with band and kept with their instrument, kept playing, even on those really awkward Zoom calls when they were, when they were in your living room playing, and you were like, what are they doing? So, yes, one more hand for class of 2025.
So, just as Wernis recognizes us, we'd like to recognize him as well. So let's give a quick hand for Wernis really quick. We'd also like to show our appreciation by giving him a little present. So here we have the present. I would say it's a coincidence that the bag says happy birthday on it, but it isn't, because yesterday was Mr. Wernis' birthday. Belated birthday, Wernis. 24. So there's a quick story behind both of these presents. The first is a travel mug with the Heritage's logo on it, because I think I can count on one hand the amount of days I don't see Wernis walking in with a Heritage's cup. So, yeah. And it's perfect. And there is something inside. There's also, below that, there's a t-shirt. So there's a little story behind this t-shirt. About a year ago, while the class of 2024 seniors were on senior trip, we were all sitting here without them, feeling very sad. And he's seen the back. So on the front of the shirt is a quote. It says, "Tutors are good, but yours are better," because that's what Wernis said to us while he was teaching, and then said, "I need that on a shirt." So we put that on a shirt. And I'm sure you've all heard the Cheese Man story, probably, but I'll just recap. So at some rehearsal, I honestly forget what flavor of rehearsal, Wernis had been there for a very long time and was very hungry. So the natural snack one would find is an entire wheel of cheese. And he was eating that wheel of cheese throughout the rest of the rehearsal. So on the front of the shirt we have the quote, and on the back there's Cheese Man with the cheese wheel on it, and it's signed the class of 2025. Put all the silly stuff on the back of the shirt so he could cover it with a cardigan or any drapery of his choosing. So, yeah. So, thank you all for coming out tonight, and thank you, Wernis, for supporting us for the past up to 6 years. So, thank you.
so we have one more for you. This is, some could say it's a whale of a piece. No. So this is, it's a really amazing work. It was written, what does it say in your program? 80s, 90s, early 90s? Maybe it's in the program somewhere. Anyway, it's written by a really fantastic composer, Francis Macbeth, and it is based on the literature work Moby Dick. So if you're familiar with Moby Dick, you probably recognize some of the names of the movements. Each of the movements is a different vignette of one of the characters. So, or one of the stories that happens. So, they're supposed to portray this kind of story and all these people that you meet along the way in Moby Dick, and through this kind of musical journey. There is narration in it. So, and originally, there's a quick story. So we went to Rowan University for the Cosmic Festival. Mr. Michael Porter, who's a part of the English faculty here, went with us and narrated it, and he's going to be narrating it again at the State Gala at TCJ, which we're really excited about. I felt bad asking him to be away from his wife again for another night. I felt bad. So I was like, oh, it's okay. I told these guys, it's fine. We just won't have any narration. It's okay. And then we had a student step up and say, no, we need the narration. I'm going to do it. So we do have a narrator tonight. It is trumpet player Anna Vigliota. So Anna's going to be narrating for us tonight. She's going to be narrating. And this is it's a really fantastic piece. It's got a lot of highs, it's got a lot of lows. It's just a really amazing work. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you again for coming out. It's really been an amazing year, and it's going to continue to be an amazing year. Please come out to more shows throughout the year. And I think we're ready. So sit back and enjoy Sailors and Winds.
Call me Ishmael. I go to sea as a simple sailor, right before the mast, plumb down into the forecastle, aloft there to the royal masthead. I am tormented with an everlasting itch for things remote. I love to sail forbidden seas and land on barbarous coasts. For these reasons, the whaling voyage was welcome. The great floodgates of the wonder world swung open. There floated in my inmost soul endless processions of the whale and one grand hooded phantom, like a snow hill in the sky. Queequeg's father was a high chief, a king, his uncle a high priest. There was excellent blood in his veins, royal stuff. It was quite plain that he must be some abominable savage, but Queequeg was a creature in the transitory state, neither caterpillar nor butterfly. Savage though he was, and hideously marred about the face, his countenance yet had something in it, though all his unearthly tattooings, and in his large, deep eyes, fiery black and bold, there seemed tokens of a spirit that would dare 1,000 devils. There was a low rumbling of heavy sea boots among the benches, and all was quiet again, and every eye was on the preacher. Father Mapple rose, and in prolonged solemn tones, like the continuing tolling of a bell in a ship that is foundering at sea in a fog, in such tones he commenced reading the following hymn. As I leveled my glance toward the taffrail, foreboding shivers ran over me. Captain Ahab stood on his quarterdeck. So powerfully did the whole grim aspect of Ahab affect me that for the first few moments I hardly noted the barbaric white leg upon which he partly stood. Bedraggled with trailing ropes and harpoons and lances, Moby Dick seemed possessed by all the angels that fell from heaven. Retribution, swift vengeance, eternal malice were in his whole aspect. The birds, they marked the spot. The whale, up helm. Oh, all ye sweet powers of air, he turns to meet us. My God, stand by me now.
Thank you all again for coming out. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Please join us for the rest of the summer. We got a lot more performances here. Please feel free to join us. But thank you again for coming out. Have a wonderful night.